Alright, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 commentary. And we have got ourselves one of these classic rivalries. Or no, okay, it's not a classic rivalry. It's a new rivalry, kind of forming a little bit here on the map Simulacrum. I butcher the pronunciation of that one every time. We have got a Terran, we have got a Zerg, and we've got two incredibly good StarCraft 2 players. So, without further ado, in the top left-hand side of the map, it's Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Cure. Cure, I hyped him up in his last game versus Maru that I cast just the other day on the channel. And I talked a lot about how he's up and coming, he's just incredibly talented and everything. But then he kind of has a Zerg counterpart, dare I say. It's Solar. Solar is one of these guys who's also incredibly good, like Cure. He's played in a lot of the tournaments that I've run and everything, a Freak of World. And he's going to be, and he's just incredibly good. He wins tournaments and things like that, but he's not really quite considered one of the best. Like, sort of like Cure, but he's still incredibly talented at times, considered like the best Zerg at times, and looks incredibly strong. So these two guys actually have like an insane record. They meet versus each other so much. Like sometimes if you check out like StarCraft 2 for a week, you'll see them play like 3 times sometimes. It's just absolutely nuts. And so it's exciting to watch him play it out again. Cure, I think, has a little bit more hype around him lately than Solar. However, these two guys are both really good, and it's going to be a treat to watch them. Now, just as this game is going to be getting underway, let's just set a goal here. Let's try and hit 12 likes on this video, as I know you guys do enjoy some of these high-level StarCraft 2 games, and things are just starting to heat up in this game, so go ahead and slap that button before the action starts. And of course, if you're new to the channel, you enjoy these kind of commentaries, or you're just watching and not subscribed, consider pressing that subscribe button, as I think we're getting close to about 6,000 subscribers, which is insane compared to what the channel was at a few months ago. It's like Reaper gonna force those lings away as the dance that's danced 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times goes on. The Reaper going for the drone, the lings doing their best to protect it. Looks like one ling dies in the line of duty there. Another drone gets a little bit scared away. And ladies and gentlemen, I've also... Oh, Solar loses his creep tumor. That's a bad start for the Zerg. Didn't ensure that Reaper was far enough away first. Cure interrupting me there a little bit with his sick attack on that creep tumor. What I was about to say was, ladies and gentlemen, you got a bit of homework to do after this game, because by the time this video is uploaded, it is probably going to upload around the time which I'm going live with a Freak of World, which is linked in every channel description of every video that I do. And I'm actually going to be casting 3 days of awesome StarCraft 2 starting at 5 a.m. Pacific. And so some awesome StarCraft 2 going on. This Reaper going to get pulled away. And yeah, you can come on a Freak of TV, hang out, watch that live and whatnot. Just thought I'd mention that there. And let's take a look. Hellion's gonna run on in for Cure. Wow, they're kind of just yeeting on in there. As much as I hate myself for using that word, they're going for it. Hellion's gonna start frying up some of those drones. It's only 2 Hellions, so they don't one-shot them. So it requires them to get 2 shots to get kills. 2 drones die. Looks like the Hellion's actually gonna get out of there, so a bit of an odd trade, but uh-oh, here's trouble. 2 more Hellions gonna dive on in to finish the job. A couple of lings did just pop for Solar, but some of these drones are injured, so 2 more drones going down, make that 4. Looks like 5 drones go down there, so 7 drones for 5 drones for 3 Hellions, pardon me. That was the same counter, so an alright trade for Cure. Not an amazing one. It was very early that the Hellions got in there to do that damage, though. However, Solar shouldn't be slowed down too much by that. We've also got a battle cruiser on the way for Cure behind this, the good old battle cruiser rush. I remember when the BC rush first started coming around and everyone was like, oh my god, it's nuts, it's nuts. And I was doing it on, and some people like me were doing it on ladder for like years before. Yes, I'm a StarCraft hipster. However, I was just really saying that to point it out that battle cruisers have been, like, the rushes are so common now that no one even bats an eye at them. It's just like, oh yeah, it's a battle cruiser. He's building a battle cruiser at 5 minutes into the game. They're like that's normal, because it is. So a little bit nuts on that front. Let's take a look here. A Baneling Nest on the way for Solar, just playing pretty standard. He doesn't actually know what's coming his way. He sees the third base, so he knows that it's only a limited number of things. However, he's not fully aware that it's going to be a battle cruiser. He probably can make an educated guess, and so he's already on point with repositioning his queens. Looks like one of those drones is going to die, maybe a second, third, fourth. That other drone moved into a very poor position there, kind of got itself killed. 4 drones, not a bad start at all for this battle cruiser. Of course, the 1-2 punch, the Hellions want to dive on in, and this is a fair few Hellions. Solar seems to have cut lings here. There's the rest of them coming on in. However, he still doesn't seem to have enough lings to clean these up easily, so a lot of those lings dying as they trade on out with those Hellions. The drones coming back, a couple of them get fried up there. However, Solar did react in time, so helping to minimize the damage, even though he has taken some. Looks like we have seen 11 drones die this game. No small amount, no huge amount either, though. The gas even gonna die. That's just a bit of a pain for Solar. Technically, that's a drone kill and a bit more if Kier gets that. Oh, Solar even transfusing the gas guys are just being a pain. He's like, no, this is mine. This is mine. I realize the cost of that. Hellions for Kier are cleaning up creep as this game's really starting to heat on up. It's been very tense since things started. Kier constantly pressuring the Zerg, while Solar's just trying to keep it together. Now, a mech follow-up is a certainty here as double armory is on the way for Kier, while Solar is getting up his Spire that was scouted. So Kier knows about this. However, Solar will have that option to go for whether it be mutas or corruptors. This battle cruiser is still coming on in, just looking for whatever it can. There's no Yamato cannon for the BCs, but Kier really wants this this extractor, and he does get it. I don't think he can get the second one. Oh no, I think Kier's gonna lose this BC. He's got to teleport out. Oh, playing with fire there as those other queens showed up. Would have been 1 or 2 volleys for that to die. So good reaction from Kier. He had it all planned out. He is a very smart man. Now, we take a look here. Corruptors are on the way. Another battle cruiser comes on in. There's no Yamato cannon yet, so the BC probably can just get like a drone or 2 then teleport out. And it is gone as that BC jettisons itself back across the map. Tanks on the way for Kier. He's just getting up that mech production. He's in a pretty good spot. The worker count is actually in the lead for Kier. Solar's 4th base isn't super quick or anything like that, as it's just on the way now, as Kier actually has his own 4th command center about to finish up, so it didn't seem like a lot of sudden damage that got done by Kier. However, he got enough damage done that he's got himself a definitive lead here. With a 4th base faster than that of the Zergs, that is not good for the Zerg. Solar has made some roaches to help deal with the mass Hellions, as these Hellions are chasing his lings across the map. Those lings are actually just getting toasted. Oh man, these Hellions are going to run on into the 3rd. This could be bad for Solar. 3 drones going down so far. A couple more roaches pop on out, but Kier's just doing a drive-by barbecue as he cooks up 7 drones and gets out. 7 drones for a few Hellions. Kier, he's on a very solid economy, so he can afford to make trades like that, as he's going to be able to get up his 4th base probably relatively soon. That's an orbital. He can either float that over, and yes, he's going to do that. A 4th base is an orbital, just to have the absolute mass economy that he can get. I mean, if we take a look at that, the 4th base being an orbital, like, it leaves you quite more exposed as the Terran, as you have 2 locations that you really need to focus on defending, your 3rd and your 4th. Whereas if you go for the 4th as a planetary, you don't really need to focus as much on defending that. So Kier making the choice to be a bit vulnerable for a bit more of an economy. It really is the sign of a confident player to go for that. And yeah, let's take a look. Thor on the way, more tanks on the way, more rack factories on the way. Kier gonna have nuts production behind a nuts economy. Battle cruisers dump their Yamato cannons as I take a look. 3 dead corruptors on the production tab, and the BCs are all gone out of there. Very nice for Terran to always be doing that, as 3 corruptor kills is not bad. It forces the Zerg to remake more. Wouldn't be surprised to see another command center or two start for Cure soon here, and then maybe, just maybe, we're gonna see him go into mass starports after this, like a couple more CCs and maybe like 4 or 5 starports if he can afford it at some point, as that is just gonna allow you to have more options to transition. Just say like 3 more starports or something. It doesn't have to be right away, but it very well could be after this. This can be the next step of mech, as you don't necessarily always want to stay on the ground, so we could indeed see Cure go for this mass battlecruiser play. Hellions are still cleaning up creep here, and eventually Cure is probably going to go for a push or something like that before the Zerg really becomes too solidified in the late game. However, he's still got himself a very good spot. He's making a ton of Thors. Not cheap to be making 4 Thors at a time, so it really displays his economy. He's got more and more CCs on the way. Probably going to try and take a 5th base soonish, and then he'll just be laughing to the bank. As Cure now making a couple of Vikings. Once he maxes out, he'll probably spend some money on additional starports if I had to guess. For now, though, he's just spending it all on more and more CCs as he fires up just so many. He's gonna have an insane economy. He already does, almost mining 4,000 minerals a minute, which is just nuts. That is just a ton of money to spend. If you do the math, that's like, oh, that is just insane. That is just 10 command centers a minute that he can build. If you think about that, 10 BCs a minute if he wanted to. Let's take a look here. Battlecruiser's still out for Cure as he's kept them alive. Solar's out on the map looking to poke, but I don't know if he's going to be able to handle this army of Cure, which is now moving out on the map. I mean, Solar's getting Broodlords. A couple of Corrosive Vials go down. But all of a sudden, the Terran's going to be pushing across the map. Now, this is going to be a little bit dicey here for Solar to stop this push. Cure's got a mass economy behind this to follow this up. And Solar, he's going to have to stop this army somehow. The answer he chooses is to make a lot of Broodlords, but this is a good number of Thors. There's the Battlecruisers, which can dump their Yamato cannon on them. They're going to pick off these Corruptors. There's even just a couple of Vikings out, so very scary spot for Solar. I think if he could have started some more static defense, that might have helped him out a bit. But I, for one, am quite concerned. Maybe some more Ravagers would be good. Their Corrosive Vial can always get good fights for now, but the Banelings, the Roaches, not going to do too much to help out here, I fear. A couple more Corruptors are on the way, about 5 or 6, so another Broodlord can morph, but this is going to be so tough for Solar to stop this army. Cure could just be about to kill him. 2-2 did just finish for Solar. It also finished for Cure. I think Cure's upgrade's a little bit more significant, as it really benefits all of his units. And Solar, oh man, he is going to be in trouble as the Terran is pushing on in. A beautiful siege push from Cure right now. He's just had such a lead. He's built up such a strong army that is incredibly tough to deal with as the Zerg. Broodlord's going to toss down all their Broodlings. Very nice Blinding Cloud goes down. So these Thors actually not doing too much versus the Broodlords. Oh my gosh. I was talking about how tough it was going to be for Solar to clean that up over the Parasitic Bombs out of nowhere just causing chaos. Battlecruisers teleport to pretty much every single base for Cure, just attacking wherever he can, so the BC's getting some damage done, but for the most part, Cure just gets sent home. Did he ever build any more of those starports I talked about? No, he didn't. So he doesn't actually have that for a Remax option, so he can make Thors and Vikings, but after the first round, Thors really lose their effect. It's tough to build a number up a second time to deal with this, so is Cure just gonna die here? I mean, he's got a couple of Vikings that can help zone out the Broodlords. But once the Corruptors come across the map, there's going to be nothing really to challenge them. More Thors are about to pop out. Cure has an insane economy, so he can make a ton of units. The Vikings can get to work on these Broodlords, which is nice to see. The Thors are there. Maybe Cure can push Solar back. He's still got just such a good economy behind this, but there we go. The Corruptors have come in, so the Vikings can't challenge. Cure is throwing up more and more starports, but this is a mistake in his play. He had a bank. He should have built these starports ahead of time and started transitioning as soon as that fight was done, whether it have been into more Vikings or whatever. So that's a small comment to make on how he's addressed this game. You always want to have the starports. Even if you don't think air units are good, you want to have that production just so you can react to what the Zerg goes for, which right now is mass air units from Solar. And Thors, I mean, they don't scale as well as Broodlords do, really. Kier's going to be going for a big old Hellion counterattack. There's Banelings out though, so these Hellions, they do an alright job absorbing those, but Solar will clean that up. Nicely done. Yeah, I think if you're Kier, you probably want to be getting out like a Raven or two so you can anti-armor missile, and then just maybe even a few battle cruisers to hit all over the place. But for now, he does want to be active with this army he has. Kier is in no mind at this point now, in trouble, because take a look at this, like Kier has remaxed out. He's got a strong army once again. However, if there's a repeat of the last fight, it'll be tough for him to make this happen. He does have 3/3 upgrades done, whereas Solar doesn't. Solar has no Carapace, so really the upgrades are better indeed for Kier. However, we've now seen Infestors out for Solar to help out. He's probably still got a Viper or two, or he should still have a Viper or two. That one Viper. Let's see if it can get some good Blinding Clouds again. Kier going to be moving to the north. I mean, it's risky to move into a location like this. It leaves you very vulnerable, and Solar could be coming in to punish him. Looks like this base probably will die. Vikings are moving on in, but there should be a Parasitic Bomb on this. There's the Parasitic Bomb going down on the Vikings as the Corruptors engage. Neural Parasite going down on some of the Thors from the high ground, turning on their friends there as the Thors are causing Thor-on-Thor violence. A lot of the Corruptors have gone down. The Broodlords, though, still putting out enough damage to clean out all the Thors, it would seem. Now the mass Viking count, though, still remains. Queens have come in to help out, however, they are running into a Thor reinforcement there from Kier. So Solar's army might not have been enough. He's making more Corruptors, but that's not going to help deal with this army. And Solar just being down on upgrades, it's going to be tough for him to consolidate in order to challenge just even these few Thors are just so good. Neural Parasite definitely could help out, though, more in the future. Solar stays alive here. He's putting up a good fight. He kept that base in the top right, so he's still got that gas income. He's got this base in the bottom left, so both players still on a very good income. But both players have been trading out so much, they really don't have much of a bank, which is just scary at this point. Usually a Zerg isn't comfortable unless they have a big cozy bank, so Solar might be on edge a little bit right now. He knows an attack has happened before and that it's going to happen again at some point. Ling's going to try and deal with this Hellion run-by, which is going to cook up a few drones at least. Yeah, I guess 7, 8 drones, not bad. Solar is still on a pretty healthy worker count, though, at 71 drones. And yeah, what a game here, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a bit of a different pace of a game as far as TvZ goes, which is great to see. Solar and Kier just putting up a great match here. I think Kier definitely has a lead here, though, as he's moving into the bottom right with his Thors. However, Solar is much larger than that. He's got these bases in the bottom left that he can fall back to. Losing one base is acceptable here, as long as he doesn't lose more, as long as he bides his time to take a good fight. Solar probably wants to be looking for a nice fungal or something like that before he takes a big engagement. He can't really, I mean, he's got a lot of Broodlords, but there's so many Vikings out for Kier at this point. The fungal can help out, but since there's no more infested Terran, the Vikings stay alive a lot longer. And let's see, Neural Parasite's going to start going down on the Thors to turn the tide. Is Kier focusing down those Infestors? No, he's really not. So the Thors are actually really hurting each other. The Vikings, I mean, they're doing their job, though. All the Broodlords are really going to die. So it's just Infestors left on the ground for Solar. And, I mean, while there's a few Vikings left, more Thors are coming on in. And Solar is going to tap out as Kier makes the successful push off the back of his monster economy. Just an absolute monster economy. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this game, as per usual, slap that like button. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Help us break that 6,000 subscriber mark. And also, I have a Discord and YouTube memberships, which are both fairly new things that you can check on out. And I'll see you next time. This has been LaughNgamez.